The coffin with the mortal remains of the emperor is laid out at Mescal Square, the place of the cross. The revolution of 1974 resulted in the downfall of the Ethiopian monarchy. The Provisional Military Administrative Council, called Derg, took the power. It was headed by Mengistu Haile Mariam. On the 12th of September, the emperor was dethroned and parliament dissolved. The emperor died in unknown circumstances on the 27th of August, 1975. His mortal remains have been buried secretly in the compound of the palace.
ሥርዓተ ቤተሰብ በመንግስት ተቀብተው ስዩመ እግዚአብሔር ንጉሠ ነገሥት ለኢትዮጵያ
National independence with the consecration of Patriarch Basileios. For many centuries, a Coptic bishop with the rank of metropolitan from the Egyptian sister church held the office. The family of Haile Selassie endeavored since several years to arrange a church funeral. To leave the father or grandfather without the requiem and the sacraments seems to be an incomplete death. The government agrees under the condition that it will be a church ceremony, not a state funeral.
Excuse me. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Which way is Churchwood Street? That way down.
Yeah.
The members of the family, here the granddaughters of the emperor, are living in Europe or America. They arrive for the service, like Princess Sebladesta. After the dethronement of the emperor in 1974, most of these relatives were sent to jail, and most of them were only let out in 1989 or later. Former members of the Imperial Guard watched the coffin. They wear the typical colorful striped uniform, the headgear made like a lion's mane or a baboon's mane, depending on the bravery. The manes are interfused with golden threads. They hold in their hands traditional weapons like the spear and the shield made by stretching animal hide. They wear the same uniform as the Imperial Guard during the coronation of Emperor Haile Selassie, in 1930. Amongst others are the Bishop of the Catholic Church and the Archbishop of the Ethiopian Catholic Church, His Eminence Berhane Jesus Serafiel. The ceremony is headed, amongst others, by Bitwadet Zewde Gebrehewot, former president of the Imperial Parliament, and the Lord Mayor of Addis Ababa. The coffin is placed in front of the church. The national flag in the colors green, yellow and red wrap the coffin. The standard of Emperor Haile Selassie St. George is on one side, and the Lion of Judah is on the other. His Excellency, Archbishop Abune Garima, gives a speech in the name of the Synod. He speaks partly in Gues, the old Ethiopian language, and partly in Amharic, the common language of Ethiopia. Even if humankind is mortal, with its deeds and contributions it will have an eternal remembrance. And that is true for the Emperor. The name of the Emperor Haile Selassie I will remain immortal. As Ethiopia is a historic national country, she got the name and place she deserved with the relentless effort of Emperor Haile Selassie I. He had ensured that the free country has an independent church administration. He used to make God the beginning and the end of his deeds.
ንጉሣውያን ቤተሰብ እዚህ በዓል ላይ የተገኛችሁ ዛቲ እሺ ምዕራፍ ለዓለም ዘያሃድር ማዕረጉዋ ነፍሳቸውን በገነት እንዲያሳርፍ እንጸልያለን። እንደዚሁም በዚያ ክፉ ጊዜ ያለ ፍርድ በግፍ የተገደሉትን ነፍሳተ ሙታንን እግዚአብሔር ሀገረ ሕይወትን መንግሥተ ሰማያትን ያውርስልን። ቤተ ክርስቲያናችን ሁሉንም ዘወትር በጸሎት ታስባቸዋለች።
Female mourners are a regular part of big funerals. Their lamentations support the mourners to express their grief. The mourner mentions the name of the favorite horse of the emperor, Teklil. Traditionally, soldier and his horse had a close relationship. Victoria's battle owes horses a big part. Veterans of the war between Italy and Ethiopia grieve. In 1935, Italy occupied Ethiopia, and the emperor fled into exile to Great Britain. He returned in 1941 and expelled the Italians. Veterans of the Korean War are also present. In the 1950s, Ethiopia sent a contingent of 3,600 soldiers to join the United Nations forces. Their dead comrades are buried here on the cemetery of the St. Trinity Cathedral. Grandsons and great-grandsons replace the honor guards. They carry the coffin into the church. The only daughter still alive, Princess Tenanyawork, receives it, sitting in a wheelchair. She dies in the year 2003 at an age of 91. She will be buried here too. The granite sarcophagus of Emperor Haile Selassie is placed on the northern transept of the cathedral, alongside the casket of his late spouse, Empress Menen. Her coffin was brought up the other day from the family crypt.